Hi, girls.
Hello.
Afternoon, everyone. So I just want to say it's Dress Up Friday. At my first glance at everybody, first of all, you are all, except for myself, vaccine ready. There's a peep shoulder with Sherry. There's a whole top with Dee and a gorgeous little T-shirt with Debbie. I'm fully clothed, but I am ready to have my vaccine too. You look amazing. I think, though, I've got to say, sequin-wise, Dee wins.
Yeah,
Of course,
I agree.
darling. Of
And
course,
I'm not
darling.
Can you actually
T-shirt.
stand up with the weight of the sequins, darling? Is it
Oh.
actually, are you able to stand with the sequin
Oh.
weight? Oh, no, she can't.
No,
She can't.
I'm steadying
I'm not-
myself,
just
steadying
checking.
myself, steadying
I'm not
myself.
wearing a T-shirt. I'm not wearing a T-shirt. Mine is an all-in-one,
Oh,
actually.
is it a bra?
Ooh.
Oh, I thought it was a bra.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ah,
If
oh
we
darling,
are-
that's very lovely.
But it's
I
it's
love
an
it.
all-in-one.
I just did earrings because that's all you said I could do, Debbie. So
Yeah.
I've just gone with you.
And
Yeah.
I've got my
And-
earrings as well. I like
Yes.
earrings.
Yeah, and Sherry
Yes.
is
Yes.
glittering with a peephole shoulder. It's fabulous.
And very
Yes, yes.
red, lovely
Yes.
colour, darling. Beautiful.
yes,
Hmm.
Christmas red.
I think it was Gok said, can I put my Christmas decorations back up again? And I, because things are so miserable.
Well, I
Right,
haven't
so
noticed.
it's Christmas red,
My,
Sherry.
my fairy lights are still up and they're staying there until
Me
this
too.
pandemic is over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
I've actually done the
absolutely.
same. I've done the same thing,
Same.
Sherry. So
Yeah.
mine are
Yeah,
mine are
me
up as
too.
well. I think, yeah, they're Wonderbirds lights, and they're staying up until this is over.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. I think everyone's going through it a bit, you know. It's like I spoke to my daughter this morning and she was saying to me that she's having a real problem with homeschooling. And I know that's a big debate, but I think
Yeah.
the main thing is everyone's, you know, all the mums and dads, they're doing so well. But, you know, it takes 5 years to train as a teacher. So nobody is actually expecting them to be perfect. And I think,
No.
you know, yeah, as
And
long
I
as you're
just
engaged.
suddenly, sorry, Dee, I've just suddenly thought 5 years to train as a teacher. They don't teach you anything to train you as a parent, do they? You don't get any
No.
training at all.
No.
We should have parenting lessons, you know, because when you have
Yeah.
a baby and it's just given to you, and especially when you're very young, I mean, how on earth do you cope? How
I
did we
know.
cope?
I
And
didn't
it's
know what to
frightening,
do.
isn't it?
I didn't know what to do when they gave me Keely.
No.
I just thought, I know a nappy went one end and the food went in the other. That's all I knew. And that's all
Yeah.
I still. But
It
see,
is scary.
my grandson's homeschooled anyway, and he's 14. So Keely's used to that. Molly
Yes.
is fantastic. She goes on at 8:45 for assembly, and then she goes back on and does all her homework online.
Yes.
So, you know, I
Amazing.
think the thing is with parents, don't panic. We're all in this pandemic together. Don't
Yeah.
panic. Do you know what? Kids are so resilient. They'll
They
catch
are.
up. Everybody will have to catch up, and they will. You know,
Yes.
as long as it doesn't go on for the next 2 years, which
Yeah.
unfortunately would be just terrible. But I think, you know, don't panic.
To really get kids to remember stuff is to make it fun as well.
Yeah.
You know, you can't take it too seriously because years ago I was trained to teach science and maths to Key Stage 1 and 2, so 4 to 7 year olds. I know this is a revelation.
47-year-olds? My God.
Yes.
No, not 47.
47-year-old.
I think 47 is good. We're too young for that, Dee. We're not 47 yet, so we can't come to your
No, I
classes.
know.
But
I'm
that's
so
very
sorry
interesting.
to insult you, darling. We're 4 to 7. So if you sing to them and stuff like that and make it fun, or even do games, that's the way to do it. And that
It is.
the learning is, you know, they retain the learning. And I was teaching people with learning difficulties mainly. So that is the way to do it. And I think don't panic, as you said, Sherry.
Yeah.
And don't
panic.
think you have to be brilliant. You just have to just go with the flow.
No, I don't. But the other thing in this pandemic that's affected me is that I don't know whether it's to do with how we're living and you know, the mind and everything, but I love a boiled egg. Love
Yes.
boiled egg with soldiers.
Yes.
And now I cooked one the other day and I can't stand the smell of eggs, and I can't stand the smell of milk. It really makes me gag.
Wow.
And even cheese, which I love. I just go, ugh, ugh.
I think Dr. Arnold might be able to help you.
Right.
Welcome to Dr. Arnold's surgery.
Mhm.
Now then,
Oh, brace.
my daughter for Christmas gave me a book about thyroid because we all suffer from underactive thyroids, which is very interesting.
We do.
And I was saying that one of the symptoms, or one of the things that happens with an underactive thyroid, is that you have an intolerance to dairy. And what might be interesting, Sherry, is that perhaps your medication isn't right, which is why your body is saying that it doesn't actually like these at the moment.
Oh.
So perhaps you need to get your thyroxine
Thyroid
sorted.
looked at, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe, because it's weird.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it could be something as simple, because thyroid is everything. That tiny little thing in your neck that controls everything in your body. So it makes complete sense to me that there's something, even if it's just a little bit out, could affect that.
Yeah.
What you mean? It controls the smell and taste.
Yeah.
It controls, actually, thyroid controls everything. But it might just be that
metabolism.
your body is naturally saying to you, don't eat this, because your thyroid is not reacting well to it. So it's giving you it's actually telling you, by you not eating them, you not wanting to eat them, that it doesn't need it, or it doesn't want it.
Right.
Debbie, do you think, because of my excess consumption over Christmas, and because I have a much slower metabolism because of my extra, my underactive thyroid, that is why I've retained the weight?
Well, I think actually we might have an answer to this.
Very
good. Because I think it might be the fact that we're not moving as much.
I agree with that.
We all hate the E word, right? We don't even want to say it. It is horrendous. We hate the word exercise.
Oh.
It's not it's like, it's almost.
Don't say it.
Yes, wash your mouth out with soap.
So,
darling.
and if I see, Joe Wicks just makes me, it's like watching a horror film, watching Joe Wicks. I get terrified when I see him leaping around the screen. So what we need to do is we need to have someone who will give us things to do that won't feel like exercise. Is this possible to exercise without exercising? So I asked my friend Jacky Litchfield, who I've known for many, many years, who's a personal trainer, who is used to dealing with someone like me, who, when she tries to get me to do exercise, I just run away from her. But she has devised something that might help us Wonderbirdites and all of the Wonderbirds out there who don't like to exercise. She might be able to help us to do things in our own homes that won't feel like exercise. So Jackie, are you there? Can you help us? Hi, Jackie.
Hello.
Hi. We need your help, Jackie.
Oh, okay. What help is that?
Please,
Well,
just tell us
excess
what to do.
Right.
Christmas, excess weight. I want to blame my underactive thyroid. I think perhaps not the whole truth.
Well, there's probably an element of all of it there somewhere. Well, I think first of all, when you start exercise, you have to think of your goals, which you have just told me. So basically just general fitness and a little bit
Jackie,
of weight
the thing
loss.
is, we all, as you know, I hate exercise. You know that about me. You've known that for many years.
It's the E word.
It is the E word. So what can we do, all of us, around the house or wherever? How can we start our day and sort of include things without feeling that we're doing anything, but we are?
Okay, that is a challenge, Debbie. Exercise without the exercise is what you're asking for, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, well, I think generally just speed up what you're doing is one thing you can do. So move around a bit faster. When you take the dog out for a walk more briskly. I mean, that's sort of, I know it sounds common sense, but it actually could make quite a big difference. And then specific exercises, well, things like, I know Debbie's already started doing it, but balance and strength are incredibly important, especially as the years pass by for all of us. Balance and strength, two key things. So Debbie has started standing on one leg while she brushes her teeth for balance.
Oh.
Now, the only thing with that is obviously err on the side of caution if you have any balance problems, and don't hang on to the sink, because it could come off in your hand, which wouldn't be good. So maybe hold on to something stable. But again, great one to do, because you're always going to be brushing your teeth twice a day. So why not turn it into a balanced exercise? Really,
And how long
really
do you have to
beneficial.
keep going for, Jackie, when you balance?
As I think we brush our teeth, we're supposed to do for 3 minutes, aren't we? So I guess if you can do it for that 3 minutes, but if you feel at all wobbly, anything, I think also operate on the basis that anything is better than nothing. So if you do it for 10 seconds, great. you know, 30 seconds, even better. If you feel at all wobbly, stop immediately. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you could do while you're brushing your teeth is pelvic floor exercise. Again, another incredibly important exercise. And if you go onto the NHS website, that will tell you how to do it properly, but probably you all know. Has many benefits for men and women. So that's a good one. A good thing to purchase would be a small, very light ankle weights, which you could get from Amazon. And perhaps when you walk the dog, you could put very light ankle weights on, which will give your legs a better workout. Yeah, obviously not with Wellington boots. That would be tricky. You'd have to be wearing normal shit.
What trainers workouts can we do, Jackie, when we walk the dog?
So dog workout you could do, as long as you, as I said earlier, don't mind being public about it. You could do a squat. A squat is an incredibly good exercise. So important to keep our legs strong as we get older, because mobility is everything, isn't it? If you lose your mobility, you're, you know,
so when we're picking up the dog poo, we could squat.
Yes.
So long as I worry about squatting in case they call the police if I'm walking behind the bushes to squat. But
or if
you know,
you can't get up.
Well,
yes, that's a problem.
So my next thing was, I was thinking, if you're out on a dog walk, be by a tree, then you could use the tree as to hold on to while you went down into your squat. Yes, and then you could potentially.
Do they think we're tree huggers?
Yes, exactly.
Don't think we're tree huggers, dear.
Yes.
You could hug a tree at the same time, so you'd be getting a hug a tree experience.
A hugging tree squat is the phrase. Hugging tree squat. Yeah.
Absolutely, a hugging tree squat. I like it. And then you could pretend to pick something up off the floor, perhaps, you know, casually, if you don't want to be seen to be doing exercise as such. You could have your dog poo bag and, you know, and then missed a bit down again. So, you know, and again, great exercise, puts your hips through full mobility, brilliant exercise. You could carry a couple of things in each hand again, but perhaps if you're dog walking for Debbie with, you know, multiple dogs, perhaps not so good.
What do we do when we're watching the television, Jackie? When we're just sitting here in the evening doing nothing, just raising a glass of wine? Is that how much does that?
Debbie, I suppose it was a very large glass of wine in each hand, but I can't really recommend that. I would say, again, one for the legs, leg extensions. So you're sitting on the sofa watching television, put your legs out straight, raise them to a horizontal position, just a horizontal. They don't have to go really high, and back down again, up, down, as many times as you can. Again, if you want to make it harder and you had bought the ankle weights, you could put ankle weights on. And again,
so is the idea that we evolve and then eventually we can block the screen should we want to?
Yes, you could do that. So again, you know, you're just sitting watching television. You're not taking up any extra time by doing it. And I know Debbie had an idea of holding tins of beans in each hand. I mean, you could use a can of beans in each hand. And again, raise your arms up and down. You could do it while you're sitting watching television.
Make sure you're not sitting next to somebody and they get a can of beans in their face. But
well, that's true. That would be so good.
Yeah. Jackie, I was told that actually if you stretch first thing in the morning, it's really good to start the day. Do you find stretching exercises good?
Gentle stretching exercises, not too much though, because if you're not warmed up, a big stretch isn't always good. But it is interesting, because if you watch your dog or your cat, they always stretch when they get up, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, so some gentle stretches, but nothing major, because your muscles are not warmed up. Stretches are probably better done at the end of exercises when your muscles are warmer, but just gentle ones.
Jackie, I have quite a weak back, and I have problems with it. So what would you suggest for me?
Well, I would say, again, stretching exercises for the back are brilliant for bad back. So things like, again, probably best to look on the NHS app, but lying on your back, pushing your lower back into the floor on a soft surface, and then gently raising your knees up and down.
Yeah.
Really, really gentle. very minimalist exercises, but actually for a back, I always do back exercises at the end of every workout, and it's a brilliant thing to do, especially if it's lower back, which probably
it is always, isn't it?
Yeah, so definitely just lying flat, pushing the lower back in, and even rocking side to side, another really good one for a back. Yoga exercises are good for backs, so gentle, and if you did them every day, they would make a big difference.
Okay, I'll look at that. And what about cardiovascular things?
Yeah, so cardiovascular things, it depends how far you want to go. I mean, briskly walking is cardiovascular if you walk fast enough. So that's a really, really good one to start with. And again, the old cliche of, never take the lift if you're in a tall building, take the stairs.
Walk up the stairs.
Walking up the stairs, walk up the stairs a bit faster. But again, just, everyone's got to assess how they are in themselves, because I wouldn't want to recommend something and somebody fell down the stairs or something. But yes, walking up the stairs briskly. So anything like that you can build into your day, but walking generally, if you walk fast enough, that will be a cardiovascular workout.
What confuses me, Jackie, is about the steps. I mean, they say you have to walk 10,000 steps a day, but sometimes I can walk for an hour and I've only walked 3,000 steps. I don't understand how that works. And yet an hour is a good walk.
Yeah, I think you need to walk faster then, Debbie. Walking faster for you.
Right.
Is it because you'll fit more steps in that way? There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but I kind of, I think I walk long steps. When you walk the dogs, you sort of got to walk, you sort of stride in long steps. And I walk a lot of little steps at home. So it's kind of interesting. What did you say something about twerking?
Yes. Now twerking, again, keeping your glutes strong is a really, really important thing. So if you've got strong glutes, you've got a strong back. They actually support your body. They're the biggest muscle in our bodies. So again, twerking. Have you ever twerked, Debbie?
No. What does twerking mean, Jackie?
So twerking is clenching your bottom muscles. Best done when you stand up straight, really.
Yes. So the Wonderbirds workout goes as such. We get up in the morning and we have a gentle stretch, right?
Yes, gentle.
Then we go to clean our toothy pegs and we stand on one leg if we can.
Yes.
For whatever, 20 on, 30 seconds on one leg and 30 seconds on the other leg or whatever. And then we go down the stairs, and we might go get up and down the stairs or wherever we walk to the kitchen. And then we put the kettle on and we have a twerk.
Absolutely. Twerk while the kettle is boiling. Yes.
Music is really important to me, and I think to all of us. If we put our favourite track on, then it makes it much easier to move and get excited about it and move quicker. Yeah,
that's a great idea. Yeah, definitely some really good thumping music and go for it. Even dancing.
Hang on a minute. So we twerked then after we've done this is our Wonderbirds workout. After we've twerked and after we've done the kettle and everything else, we then go back upstairs or back to our bedrooms, get dressed and get the dogs out, and then we go for our brisk walk.
Yes.
And our squatting.
And lots of picking up poo.
Lots of picking up poo.
Yeah.
Or even Jackie, you haven't mentioned picking up the ball when you throw the ball.
Yes, that's an exercise in itself, ball throwing. If you throw the ball for your dog, definitely.
Right.
And bending to pick up the ball.
And then we go home and have a glass of wine, is that right?
And then we do our legs in the evening.
Yeah.
See?
There we go.
So already we've got a Wonderbirds a daily workout for the Wonderbirds.
If you did that every day, you would see a difference. I promise you.
Yeah.
Just do it every day. Don't think about the end result too much. Just keep going with it.
Will you come back and check in with us, please, to check that we're still twerking?
Yes, I will. I want to see full twerks.
You're not going to see it. You're just going to have to take our word for it.
Yeah,
Nobody
have to
can
believe.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jackie.
Pleasure. Lovely to see you all. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, darling. Ooh, I loved it, Debbie, when you said, then we twerk, as if it was just the one. I love that so much.
My right buttock twerk.
Oh.
I don't know if I can twerk, but it's quite interesting, just the things that we can just bring into our everyday life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And it's common sense, to be honest, isn't it? If you think about it.
But it's
Just
nice.
we haven't got any.
Who's next in the nest? Girls, who's next in the nest?
Well, of course, it's my wonderful, gorgeous friend, Sam Giles. And she'll tell you what she's coming in for. You wait for her.
Hello.
Hiya.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hi.
Good evening, good evening, good afternoon, good evening.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good day,
hello,
good
how are
day.
you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you
Oh,
all?
Sam, you look
Good.
gorgeous today.
Oh, thank you. Well, Glam Up Fridays, so I tried to make a bit of an effort.
And you
You look
always
lovely.
do.
Stunning, darling. Red carpet ready.
Oh, sorry. Now I need to look at your earrings, please.
Oh, yes. They.
Gorge.
Oh.
Thank you. I actually got
Wow.
them when we did a photo shoot years ago, and they're not real. They're only pretend, obviously, but they're quite good for sort of glammy things.
Yeah, very glam.
Thank you.
And the hair looks lovely as well. Is that
Yeah.
natural curls, or is it just, or did you?
Well,
You
I
should
put
do.
some in. Do you know, my hair used to be really, really curly. And then when I had children, it's changed since having children. I don't know if anybody else has found this. And
Wow.
Maturity. The curl disappears a bit. Yeah, mine was, yeah.
it's weird, isn't it? So I kind
Yeah.
of try and put one in a bit more now.
Rollers you're talking about, darling?
No, just like one of those
checking.
twiddly
Sorry.
things.
Yeah, I love your top, Sam. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Is that
beautiful.
silk? Is it silk?
no, it's I don't know what it is really, like a netty type thing. And
Lovely.
thank you. But
Heaven.
you look gorgeous.
Beautiful.
We've all got our gear on. So, Sam, what are you going to talk to us about today? You're going to tell us how to make our lives better.
Well, so I'm going to talk to you about two things. One, I'm going to talk to you about these angel cards and see if we can pick out a little angel card for each of you to sort of
Oh,
start
lovely.
the year
Oh,
off.
please.
When I shuffle.
Thank
So
you.
these are the cards that I use. These are Doreen Virtue Archangel Michael cards, and you can get them anywhere really online. So I'm going to give a little shuffle. Who'd like to go first?
Me.
Okay, Debbie. So tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right, okay. So you've chosen that card,
Which is?
which is guarded and protected.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a lovely card. This card, basically, it says what it says on the tin, if you like. You are guarded and protected. Archangel Michael is looking after you. It's also comes up sometimes when it says that maybe you've been feeling a little bit vulnerable perhaps lately, and that, you know, perhaps you're looking for sort of a little bit more protection. So it's saying to you, there's nothing to worry about. You are being looked after. I am protecting you. Let me just have a little look, see if there's anything else that I can tell you about
It's
that.
funny because he's always my angel, Michael.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's very interesting that he's come.
Yeah.
How
Well,
lovely.
I mean, these cards are specifically Archangel Michael cards actually, but they do sometimes mention other angels as well. But basically, this card, it says sometimes comes up if you're going through some major changes, and like I said about feeling vulnerable. So it's really just to reassure you that you can move forward with any changes you want to make because you are being looked after. It also urges you to drop your defenses when it comes to relationships and perhaps be a little bit more trusting, maybe.
Not my knickers.
Not your knickers.
Matron.
And these cards also have sort of possible specific meanings attached to them as well. So this card comes up sort of saying to you that don't worry about finances because financial needs are going to be met. Anything legal that's going on, that's going to turn out okay for you. You can relax, really. Your loved ones are being looked after, your home is safe. So it's a really nice feeling of protection.
Thank you. That's a lovely reading. Thank you, darling.
Beautiful.
So we'll give them a really good shuffle. Occasionally the same card comes up again, which is really weird. But if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. So am I doing D next?
Thank you.
So say stop, D, whenever you want to.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. So we've got that card, which is a favourable outcome.
Ooh.
That's a lovely card, actually.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
So this is a really, really nice card, which is talking about, it may be that there's something going on, you know, a situation in your life or something at the moment that you're wondering how it's going to turn out. And this card comes up to say to you, there's nothing to worry about. It's all going to turn out okay. It's often situation that may have already, oh, my earring's fallen off, that may have resolved itself, but it's just that you cannot see at the moment how it's, you know, how it's resolved itself. I'll put that back.
So true, so true.
Wow.
It is, isn't it? Because often we think, oh my God, is this ever going to work out? And actually, it's all okay. You have to kind of trust and let go, really.
Absolutely.
Which is a difficult thing to do, isn't it? But
oh God, it's so difficult to do that, because I know it's believing in the universe and everything, but sometimes you just hang on to stuff thinking, oh my God, is it going to happen? And you're actually blocking it, aren't you?
Exactly, because they do say the fastest way to manifest things is to actually let go of them. Once you put that out there, and then because often your worries and your fears, as you say, block it from.
Stop it. Yeah. Thank you. That's brilliant.
So so that's exactly what it says as well. The more you can let go, the faster your favourable outcome will be manifested.
Brilliant.
Wow. So thank you. So,
I'll go next.
Oh, Harriet.
When. So I'm starting now. So say when.
Stop.
Okay, so that one I've got my thumb on. Innocence.
Ooh.
This is
Who knew? Who knew?
This is a funny card, actually, because it's one of those ones where you think, well, is it talking about your innocence? Is it talking about somebody else's innocence? So it often comes up if you are, if you've been giving yourself a hard time about something maybe in your past that you've perhaps never forgiven yourself for, something that's happened to you. And really the card's purpose is saying to you, try and let go of that, because you did nothing wrong. You were doing the right things at the time for you. And it's about letting go, and letting go of any guilt that's attached to you from your past.
I think it's interesting because in life as actors, we're so defined by whether we do or don't work. We're defined often by people we think we are. And actually, there's nothing specific that I can think of, but I know that I never think I'm good enough. I'm never enough. And my mantra is I have to know that I am enough. Yes. But I never feel I'm good enough. And whether that's going back to ballet days when things are good or bad, right or wrong. But that's interesting. Maybe just to accept who we are today is enough.
I think
we all suffer from that.
That's what I mean. Exactly.
Don't we? We have that. And I think when you're in this career as well, it's just hard, because it's hard not to compare yourself to other people and think, well, you know, they've got that job, why haven't I got that job, and all those things. And
also as maturing women, again, we're striving to catch up with or trying to be okay still, and we don't have a lot of sort of signposts because we're liberated working women, and the generation before wasn't always. So it's interesting. It's tricky. So this also can come up if there is a person that you are not sure about, and it's sort of saying to you, this person is innocent. This card can also come up if you need to maybe go through a purification, detoxing, that kind of thing as well. So it's. Are you saying no more Baileys? Maybe just one or two. It's a hard. Okay, just checking. Sherry, it's
not
over
a
to
bottle.
You, darling. Yeah, okay, just the one bottle. Sherry, it's over to you. I've heard enough.
So I'm going to shuffle. I've shuffled. So now you just shout when.
Stop.
Okay, we're on that one. Ooh, keep your eyes on your targeted intention.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
Now I'm laughing because it sounds like it's a person, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to get you, but it's you. I'm after you. But I think this card is more obviously more about you have a plan, you have a focus, you have a goal, and you need to keep very much focused on that goal and not be too distracted by other things that are going on around you. Let's see what else it says. So, yeah, and it's saying to you basically that any desire you have is completely viable. Don't think that your dreams or goals are too big or too ambitious. If you believe that those things and you want those things, you can make them happen. And this card is the card that always tells you to make one of those vision boards. I don't know if anybody's ever done this.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You know, where you sort of think about what you'd like, and you go through magazines and put all your little pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It really does work. I mean,
It does.
It's because it focuses you.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's the focus.
Yeah. And you're supposed to sort of look at that every day and kind of imagine those things happening to you.
I must tell you, Sam, that I've never ever found they work for me.
Really?
Yeah, and that's because I suppose I'm really good at focusing myself on what I want. The minute I do a vision board, I'm putting all these things out, cutting all these things, and I look at it, and it kind of unfocuses me. I know that sounds bizarre, but I know they work brilliantly for some people, but not necessarily for myself. And what does work for me is a meditation. I hate meditation. I'm not into meditation, but it's a meditation where I concentrate on another person to think good thoughts, and that works for me very well.
Keep the faith. Keep going. Daily affirmations. Focusing on what you want. If it's helpful to you, do the vision board. I find writing things down actually is helpful as well.
Me too. That's what I do. Yeah.
I think it's sort of making it solid, isn't it? By writing it down, you're saying, right, this is what I want to happen, or is going to happen.
You've just got to believe in what you want and what you want to do, and you've got to believe you can do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I remember when I was writing, somebody else was writing my autobiography, and I thought, oh, these writers are dreadful. They don't get me at all. Anyway, I said to the publisher at the time, I said, let me write it. And they said, no, you can't write it. I said, I want to write it because I want my own voice. And they went, you can't write, whatever, 80,000 words, whatever. And so they got rid of all the ghostwriters, and I did write it myself. And they went, oh my God. And I thought, there you are. You can do it if you want. You've just got to believe you can, haven't you?
Yeah. Sherry's a very good writer, I have to say, Sam.
I bet.
Because I've read some of your stuff, Sherry. You're a fantastic writer, Sherry.
And I love it, but I don't believe in myself at all.
No, you should.
It's the same. We're all actors, aren't we? We don't believe we can do anything, really.
No,
we just none
of us do.
It's true, we do. Our confidence is eggshell thin, isn't it? And you do feel at times, if you've not been working for a few weeks, even you think, how am I supposed to do this?
And the world we're in now, we don't believe we'll ever work again.
No.
Why do I think that at the end of every job, don't you?
Yeah, always.
Sam, are you able to give us a general Wonderbirds thing as a final one for us all? A general Wonderbirds card?
Absolutely. Let's just grab a card. So shout stop.
Stop!
This is spooky. You're on the right path.
Oh my God!
That couldn't be better, could it? Really? I mean, what more do you need as a sort of affirmation that you are doing the right thing and that you're going on the right journey? So that's amazing.
Oh, that's fabulous, Sam. You've been brilliant.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're our Wonderbird psychic, our Wonderbirds mystic.
You are. Bless you.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Sam.
See you soon.
Thanks, darling. Oh, isn't that fabulous?
She's such a lovely girl.
Listen, girls, tomorrow we are back 10 a.m. with Richard Arnold. Our
Yes.
darling.
Oh, yes.
And the theme of tomorrow is childhood food.
Oh dear.
Get cooking, Debbie.
I didn't obviously never cooked.
But anyway,
Maybe not.
Childhood food is a lovely thing to talk about because it just reminds you of everything, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
And then, of course, next week, actually, we have a lot of really good people in, don't we?
We do. Anthea Turner, who I know very well.
Eamon Holmes.
Yes, who you know very well.
And for
Lovely.
Sherry, and especially for Sherry, I'm just offering this to Sherry so she'll forgive me. Bob Barrett.
Oh, I know. And I've got something to talk to Bob Barrett about, which I'm not going to tell any of you.
Ooh.
And of
Intrigue.
course, Sherry's lovely friend Amanda Barry.
Amanda Barry.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
Yay! Oh, how wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow morning, girls.
See you in the
Yes,
morning.
we're
Fabulous.
going to get twerking now.
Bye.
Oh,
Please
yeah,
do.
absolutely. Get the music
Not
on.
Working.
Both sides. Both sides. I'm going to hug a tree. Whatever. Bye.
Clutch your buttocks.
Bye.